Hey y'all, I got a new toy for the shop, and I'm fixing to go unbox it. Wanna watch? This should be fun. I've been waiting on this for a long time. Okay, so let's open it up and see what's in the box. Nice. Styrofoam. My favorite. Ooh, yeah. Look out. Been wanting one of these for a couple of years. Let me get this put up on the shelf, and then we'll unwrap it. You know, for those of you who are wondering, this is what is known as a K40 laser. It's a 40-watt laser engraver. The brand is something I cannot pronounce, so you can kind of guess where it came from. And these have been getting cheaper and cheaper by the month, especially here lately. Now, I will put a link in the description box below to the actual unit that I've got right here. And you can use that to compare. There are cheaper prices. There are more expensive prices. This is a 40-watt unit. Well, it's rated at 40 watts. We'll see how that actually works out. It's actually pretty big. It's a big son of a gun. So, let me open it up. Let's see what we got. Okay, first of all, get rid of that. Oh, we have a bag here, okay, with a user manual. We'll see how that works out. We have some tape, okay, and we have silicone adhesive sealant. This is undoubtedly used if I ever have to replace the tube in it, which eventually you will. And this is a DVD, CD, whatever, of some software. So, okay. Put all this back in here. I do not plan on using this software. Here we have more than likely the water pump. This is a water-cooled unit. Let's take a look, and that's exactly what we have. The water pump. It is a submersible pump that goes down into a bucket of water and runs through tubing, which is fitted in the back, to run through the laser tube to cool it, and then back into that bucket. So we'll get into that a little bit more at another time. This is the dreaded exhaust fan with a little flappy on it here. I don't know why that's there. But we'll be taking this cover off and going in and checking the wiring before it's ever get used. It's the exhaust fan. It slips onto a port in the back and blows the smoke and everything out through a hose. And that would be supposedly this hose right here, although this one kind of got bunged up, but I don't plan on using this hose to vent the exhaust out the window. Well, some collateral damage, but as I say, I don't anticipate using this particular hose. And let's see, what else do we have here? We have a USB cable for plugging it into the PC that's going to run it. Power cable, very useful item. We'll set that aside. And then we have the USB dongle, which is needed to use the software that comes with the unit. If you do use the software that comes with the unit, protect that. The laser will not work without it if you use the standard software. I don't intend to use that software. I'm going to be using K40 Whisperer by Scorch. I'll put a link in the description box below. And I'll be using Inkscape. I'll put a link in the description box to that one as well. So, I'll bring you in here closer. We'll take a bit of a look at it. Okay, so the first thing we see when we open up is there's not a lot in here. We have gantry here with a mirror set backwards. This mirror over here, you can't see it, but there's another mirror back there. And back in here is the laser tube. I have not yet opened this up to look at it. As far as I know, it's cracked and I have to send this back. I don't know yet. I'll be checking into that pretty quick. Over here is the electronic control panel that we'll use to actually run this puppy. And I'll have to take off these nuts and pull the protective film off of the lens here that allows us to see through. There's a big long tube that runs across the back. As I said, it bounces the laser off of a mirror here and bounces it off of this mirror here and into the laser head itself. And the beam comes down through the head right here onto whatever it is we are cutting down here. Now, these were actually made for engraving rubber stamps. That's what they were designed for. So they have a small area built in here with this little clamp that draws back this way. Put a piece of material in place and slide the clamp forward to hold it. Then engrave the stamp, pull it out, and go on to the next step. I don't anticipate making any rubber stamps with this. This is probably going to make a whole bunch of things other than rubber stamps. I will be making several modifications to it, but I'm going to get it set up first, just stock fresh out of the box, the way you see it now. And I'm going to do a few test cuts with it and then make step-by-step improvements and modifications to it and take you along with me on that journey. So for right now, though, I've got to get this hooked up, set up, and see does it actually run. But that's going to be in another video. I just wanted to let everybody know what all the hush-hush was all about and what all the sneaking around and the quizzical pictures and everything else was about. I got a K40 laser, and I'm going to, hopefully this will be a good addition to my arsenal of tools. Okay, spun it around backwards just so I can give you a look inside here rather than just describing it to you. This here is the laser tube. And looking at it without aid of a magnifying glass or anything, I can see that it is not cracked. I don't see any cracks anyway. Then here is the primary mirror, mirror number 1. The laser will fire out of here into that mirror, bounce off the other mirror at the end of the gantry that I showed you earlier, then off of the head. This is peak power 40 watts. It was tested. It was made in January of 19. So it's fairly new anyway. And here we have some outlets for various locations, Europe as well as North America. Ostensibly, that's supposed to be for the water pump and the smoke fan. I will not be using these outlets. I will be plugging them into a different area. Here's where I'll plug in my power cord. The ground, I will be grounding the machine after I check this out. Let's meter it and make sure that I've got good ground here. This is the hoses for the water cooling, water inlet and outlet hoses. And this is the exhaust port. The exhaust fan will sit down inside it like so. And they say you're supposed to seal it with that, with sealing tape. I think we can find something better to do than that, because you can see it doesn't fit very well at all. So there will be some modifications made along the way, one of them being not using that particular fan anymore. With that, I will go ahead and spin this puppy back around, and we'll wrap up this video. Well, as it turns out, I was mistaken when I said it didn't look like the tube was cracked or anything. I noticed right up in here what looked like at first a smudge, but when I got down here right next to the mount, there's definitely a crack there. So I'm not even going to attempt to use this. I'm not even going to plug it in. The seller has been contacted, and we're going to see what happens. Now, I did purchase this through Amazon for just this reason. I knew that if there was a problem with it, Amazon would make it right. It would be a lot easier to return it if that becomes necessary. Now, the rest of the laser looks to be in good shape. I don't really have any problems with it. So if they'll send me a new tube so I can use this puppy, I'll be satisfied. And upon closer inspection, if you look right there towards the bottom of the screen, right at that little metal ring in the center of the screen, the bottom center, there's another crack right at the end of the tube. This is, now that little metal ring is the brass metal contact in there. There it is, closer to the center of the screen. You can see that crack, and it goes around the opening there of the aperture. That's right at a water jacket, and water would go through that hole of that crack. Yeah, this is just not usable. So, in the context of the laser, what does this mean? Well, I don't know. It's still all up in the air. I did reach out to the seller through Amazon, and they have responded to me, and we're still working out the details, going back and forth. Now, as it sits right now, I'm hesitant to recommend or even link to the laser unit that I bought, because I'm going to wait and see how they handle a situation like this. If they make it right, then yes, I will go ahead and link you to the unit I bought, and I will recommend them. If they don't, or if there's a problem, then I won't do that. I'm not going to send you to a company that treats people anything less than well. At the very least, what I'd like to get them to do is send me a replacement laser tube. I can replace the laser tube myself, and I have no problem doing that. I'm awaiting their response on that right now as we speak, or as I record this, rather. So, in the context of the channel, is this going to change anything? Absolutely not. I'm not looking at this as a replacement for CNC. This is an augmentation, something that I can add to the CNC. And in fact, I can't wait to incorporate some laser work in some CNC projects and some CNC work in some laser projects. I have a few ideas that I think are pretty good, and I can't wait to get on them. This is just the first step. So, you can rest assured there will be more Vectric software tutorials. There will be some project videos coming up, and things are not going to change on that front. I'm just going to intersperse some laser videos in to the mix as I go along. So, if you'd like to keep following along with my CNC and my laser adventures, consider subscribing to my channel. And when you do, hit that little bell right next to the subscribe button, and then you'll be notified the next time I post a video. If you got anything at all out of this rambling video, give me a thumbs up down below. I sure would appreciate that. So I'm going to go ahead and end this one right here. And as always, whether you subscribe to my channel or not, I'd like to thank you very much for taking the time to watch this one. And y'all take care.